that the reforms, yung mga reforma po sa Strengthened Senior High School, ay hindi lamang po mga reforma na simpleng pagbabawas ng mga subjects o pag-aayos ng oras. Bukod dyan, ito po ay bahagi ng mas malawak na layunin o reforma upang ihanda ang ating mga mag-aaral sa totoong buhay after they graduate from senior high school.
Welcome to the Learning and Development Channel, where you can learn, lead, and make a difference.
Remember, there are 4 exit pathways after senior high school. What are those? Either they go for higher education, college, university, they pursue work, they pursue middle-level skills training, higher technical training through TESDA, and last but not the least, pwede silang mag-entrep, di ba? O magnegosyo. So, sana nasusuportahan natin. The idea behind the Strengthened Senior High School curriculum is to be able to support their aspirations to go to any of these 4 possible pathways. Okay? So, diniscuss ni Asek Jerome ito, no? But I'd like to emphasize that really the vision for all these reforms is to make sure that our learners are prepared for life, depending on which exit pathway they take. So we want to strengthen foundational skills. We want to expose them to work. We want to streamline their subjects into what is most essential and important. We want to make sure that their prior learnings are recognized, walang nasasayang. And we want to make sure that their choices in life are all based on their aspirations, no? So we want to support that. That's why we are also strengthening career guidance programs. Okay, next slide please. So alam natin, under the old senior high school, there used to be 4 tracks, di ba? TICVOC, academics, sports, arts, and design. Under the Strengthened Senior High, 2 na lang po yan, no? Academics and technical professional, yung dating TVL. So magugulat kayo, bakit natin pinalitan yung TVL? Yung Technical Vocational Livelihood Program into Tech Pro. More than just a change in name, what we want to emphasize with Tech Pro is that Tech Pro is a very viable choice in terms of career aspirations. Dati-rati pag sinasabing nasa TVL track ka, para mababa ang tingin sa mga mag-aaral eh. Parang second class, no, ang TVL. But with the new Tech Pro track, we want to elevate the perception of Tech Pro, of TVL, of TVET into a higher level. That's why you will notice that the elective subjects under Tech Pro are more aligned now with industry demands. Okay, so ang tanong dito, so saan napunta yung sports, saka arts and design under the Strengthened Senior High School curriculum? Ipinaloob na po natin siya under the academic track as clusters. Okay? So, can you follow? Yes. So, next slide please. Ayan. So, makikita natin na dati kung 15 core subjects yung itinuturo sa old senior high school curriculum, ngayon 5 na lang, no? At yung pagpili ng 5 core subjects, we made sure that these are aligned with the general education subjects of CHED. Bakit importante pong alignment? Para hindi po naduduplicate, hindi po paulit-ulit, na take up na sa senior high school o ulitin pa ulit sa college. So those issues have already been resolved by means of our continuous collaboration with CHED, but not only with CHED, but also with TESDA. Okay, so nung nag-pilot po tayo for grade 11, no? Nag-monitoring and evaluation activities po kami. Binisita po namin yung mga pilot schools at nag-interview po kami ng mga bata. Tuwang-tuwa po sila dahil parang ginhawang-ginhawa sila with the Strengthened Senior High School curriculum dahil imagine niyo po, from 15 core subjects, 5 na lang yung inaaral nila, and they felt that they were more empowered to learn and focus on these 5 core subjects. So feeling nila, hindi na siya paulit-ulit, hindi mabigat sa schedule, mas nakaka-focus sila doon sa pag-aaral. And even for the teachers, no? The teachers have also expressed very positive feedback regarding the strengthened senior high school curriculum. Mas magaan, mas focus sa preparation at tingin nila mas essential ito para sa mga mag-aaral. Okay, so next slide please. Ayan, so marami nagtatanong, no? Who will teach the core subjects? Because as you know, from the 15 core subjects, marami tayong mga teachers na posibleng mawala ng asignatura ituro, no? But if you will look at the 5 core subjects, the possible teachers who can teach these subjects are all presented on this side, no? So, for example, life and career skills, we expect that the values personal dev teachers can also teach life and career skills, which is a very important subject in preparation for their aspirations after high school. So, we made sure that the 5 core subjects will not run out of teachers who are qualified to teach those important subjects. Okay, next slide please. Ayan, so dito po makikita natin that there are clusters of electives for both the academic and tech pro track. Hindi katulad po dati, no? Yung mga clusters of electives under the academic and tech pro track, hindi po to strands tulad ng dating senior high school curriculum, no? Kasi doon sa strands, nakatali yung mga bata doon sa strand, no? Pag pinili na yun, wala, doon ka na forever, doon ka na for life. Hindi ka na pwedeng lumipat at kung gusto mong pumili ng ibang elective or ibang subject in another strand, you cannot do that under the old system, no? But under the strengthened senior high school curriculum, learners can actually choose and take electives from either the academic and the tech pro track through what we call the cross-track system o yung dating doorway option. So, tingnan nyo, no? Yung tech pro, ibang-iba na yung itsura ngayon from the current senior high school or the old senior high school. Dati, 4 lang po yan. Industrial arts, family consumer science, agri. So, ngayon, ano nangyari doon? No? Bakit biglang dumami yung clusters? Kasi nung kinonsulta po namin ng industriya, kinonsulta po namin ng TESA, sabi nila, yung dating clustering of electives under the old TVL program, hindi na masyadong ginagamit yan sa industriya, no? So when you talk about industrial arts, it's hardly used in the industry. Ano ba yung industrial arts, no? It can be composed of so many other electives, but they are not really exactly what industry leaders or industry allotment, no? In alignment with the 3-term calendar, the core subjects will be offered across the 3 terms, no? In short, for the entire school year. Now, in grade 11 or 12, the academic electives are offered for 80 hours in 1 term. We also have the counterpart of work immersion, which is field experience for the ACAD track. This is 80 to 160 hours in 1 term, which will be discussed later on by Sir RC. And then if the student in grade 11 is taking a Tech Pro elective, this will be covered for 320 hours for 1 school year or 3 terms. But when he goes to grade 12, the elective will only be taken up in 1 term. Again, 320 hours because the assumption there is that all the core subjects have already been covered in grade 11. Okay? And then of course, work immersion from 80 to 320 to 640 hours in grade 12. Next slide, please. Yan. Okay. So, this is what I said earlier, no? Dati-dati, students are actually locked into strands, no? But now, they can actually take any elective from any cluster. So, if you were in the academic track, you can take electives in science, in business, in arts, in sports and health and wellness. Okay? Hindi katulad dati, kung sports, sports lang. Kung health and wellness lang, etc. The same goes with Tech Pro. So the message here is that there is more flexibility in terms of student choice and aspiration to pursue the interest and career that he wants or she wants in high school, well, post high school, and that is supported very much by empowering them to take on electives that they actually are interested in. Next slide, please. Okay, so as mentioned several times over this morning and this afternoon, all these reforms are part of a larger system. We cannot talk about reforms if we only touch the curriculum, or if we touch the calendar, or if we touch the class schedule. Reforms actually are made of several moving parts that act as one. So what we are doing here is actually a very clear example of how we advocate all these changes and reforms to make sure that when you go back to your respective schools or institutions, we hope and we expect you to champion all these changes to make sure that all the other components of the entire upgrade that we want to do in terms of our curriculum reforms can very well be supported, not just by your vision, by the reforms that you want to institute in your respective schools, but you will bring along all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the vision that you have already gained from our session starting this morning. So again, the message is very clear, no? To make these reforms successful and to make it work, all these components, all these parts have to move and act as one. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so I guess that ends my part, no? I will now turn over the mic to one of our specialists, Sir R.C. Capistrano, to give you an overview of the most important programs. So one of the most important programs in senior high school, and these are work immersion, field exposure, and arts apprenticeship. So thank you for listening. May I call on Sir R.C. to take on the floor now. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Director Mark. And magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Magandang hapon. Pakigising po yung katabi natin, may natutulog na. Baka hindi na po liwanag ang kumuha sa kanila. No? Higaan na nila sa bahay. Tinatawag na po sila. So I'll be discussing po the work immersion, field exposure, and arts apprenticeship. Okay. So lahat po ng may senior high school, ito po ang ating dapat pag-usapan. So in the Strengthened Senior High School, ang tawag na po ng ating work immersion ay Strengthened Work Immersion. Baka po malito kayo kasi meron po tayong nilabas na DepEd Memorandum na tinatawag po nating Enhanced Work Immersion with PCORP. Okay. So magkaiba po ito. Okay. So ang Strengthened Work Immersion po, as mentioned, no, by Director Mark, we increased the number of hours from 80 hours to 320 hours. Naging ano na po siya? 320 hours to 640 hours. Okay. Take note po, yung 320 to, yung to po doon, yun po yung tinatawag nating 540 hours. Okay. So yun po, magkaiba po siya. Okay. Meron po tayong tatlong choices doon. 320, 520, and 640 hours. Okay po. And also, okay, sa current po natin or yung sa previous po natin na work immersion, though naglabas po tayo ng DepEd order, clarification on the offerings of the work immersion, una po kasi DO30, ang work immersion ay para sa lahat ng senior high school. Pero naglabas po tayo, na-clarify po natin, only the TVL learners are required to take the work immersion. Hindi po kasali ang academic, hindi po kasali ang arts and design and sports track. Now, in the Strengthened Senior High School, only the TV or Tech Pro learners po are required or to have the mandatory work immersion. Ngayon po, ano naman po yung mangyayari sa field exposure at yung arts apprenticeship? Hindi po ito, lilinawin po namin, hindi po ito mandatory sa academic learners. Hindi po siya mandatory. Bakit po? Babalikan po natin yung cluster of elective subjects ng academic. Cluster of academic electives po siya. Ibig sabihin yung electives, choices po ng bata. Depende po sa gusto po niya na desisyon niya sa buhay. Kung gusto niya mag-field exposure or mag-arts apprenticeship. So, in class programming po, makikisuyo po kami mga school heads. Kami po ay nakikiusap. Hindi po dapat natin sineset na agad sa bata na mag-field exposure siya or mag-arts apprenticeship siya. Kasi uulitin po namin, hindi po ito mandatory subject. Elective subject po ito. Malinaw po ba mga ma'am and sir? Malinaw po ba? Thumbs up naman po. Ganun din po ba sa online? Malinaw din po ba ang dating namin sa inyo? Bagamat hindi ko po nakikita yung screen po, na naandyan po yung mga mukha po nila. Pagkat naka-off po sa aming monitor. Okay. So we already discussed po the work immersion na 320 hours to 640 hours. Next po. Dito po sa work immersion, strength and work immersion natin, ang ating pong mga school heads, kayo po, mga ma'am and sir, kayo po ang tinatawag nating focal person ng work immersion. Okay. Balik po tayo sa unang slide. Kayo po, bakit po? Kayo po ang makikipag-usap sa ating mga industry partners para po magkaroon na tayo ng partnership sa kanila. But again, ang partnership po dito ay hindi po verbal agreement, kundi ito po ay dapat nakasulat. Nasusulat po siya saan? Memorandum of Agreement. Hindi na po siya MOU. Okay? MOA na po siya. Sino po ang pipirma ngayon ng ating MOA? Dati po, ang pumipirma, school head. Pero sa ating pong strength and work immersion, ang pipirma po ay ang SDO. Okay? Para po, aware po si SDO, si division office po natin, na merong work immersion partnership ang ating mga schools. Malinaw po ba mga ma'am and sir? Hindi po ang focal person ng work immersion dito ay yung work immersion teacher. Iba po 'yon. Ibang usapin po ito. Sapagkat si work immersion teacher, siya lamang po ang nag-visit po sa industry. Okay? Maaari niyo po siyang makatulong paghahanap ng partners. Pero kailangan po kasama po ito sa kanyang pinapasok. Okay? Next po. Sa work immersion, sa strength and work immersion po, required po ang 1 to 2 hours na kumustahan. Ano pong gagawin sa kumustahan? Okay. Ang bata po natin, ang ating mga mag-aaral, pupunta doon sa school. Meron siyang load na 2 oras, 1 beses lang sa isang linggo. Ngayon po, kung hindi po makakapunta ang bata, sapagkat malayo, etc. etc. Ano pong gagawin natin? Pwede po natin siyang gawing online. Okay. Online kumustahan po to check the status of our learners. Kumustahin natin sila. Baka may bullying na, may harassment na nagaganap. Yung bang training plan, this is the new one. May training plan na po ang work immersion. Okay. Wala na po tayo dun sa dati na curriculum guide. Wala pong curriculum guide ang work immersion. Only the training plan ang gagamitin ng industry para i-deliver yung competencies na dapat ma-practice ng bata sa industry. Pakitapik nga po yung ating mga katabi. Pakigising po ng konti. Mga 5, lang po, top 1, 2, 3. Pakita po, pwede rin po sa ulo. Paggalit ko po sa katabi nyo. Okay. Pagin nyo po. Ay, natutulog. Good morning! At pala yung nabati dito. Good morning, everyone! Kumusta po tulog nyo? Gising-gising po tayo. Sayang po yung pagkakataon. Sabi nga ginagawa po natin itong cascading na to. Kayo po mismo, kami po from the CO, dinadirect po namin kayo para maunawaan po natin. Makapagdating po sa school, iba na naman po ang implementation natin. Sisisihin na naman po natin sino. Okay? DepEd din naman po may kasalanan. Lagi na lang may kasalanan si DepEd. Okay? Ang DepEd po, nagsasalita, taga-DepEd din. So, kasalanan niya rin, no? Kasi natulog siya sa orientation. So, pakigising po. Okay, so tuloy po tayo. Training plan po. Yung training plan po, ang gagawa po nito, sino? Industry po, mga ma'am and sir. Industry. Sino po ang kasamang gumawa ng training plan? Kasama po si work immersion teacher. Yung natawag naman po nating specialized teacher. Okay. Malinaw po, sino pong gagawa ng training plan? Specialized teacher at saka industry partner. Okay. Kailangan masunod po yung nasa training plan. Wala na po doon malalabas na nagtitimpla ng kape yung bata, nagpo-photocopy, tagahilot, tagabunot ng puti ng buhok, tagakulay. Ang tagakulay, ikaw ay nasa computer, tapos tagakulay ng buhok ang gagawin, no? Wala na pong ganun. Tapos na po tayo sa problema natin na ito. Yung training plan po ang magsasabi at yan po ang i-check ng ating mga work immersion teacher kung nai-implement po ba yung ating training plan. Okay po? Next. Dati po, ang grading system natin ay 20-60-20. Okay? Ang nag-grade po nito si teacher. Okay. Tapos, depende na sa teacher kung hihingi ng grade kay industry. Okay. Ngayon po, hindi na. Sino po ang mag-grade sa bata? 80% po ng grade ng bata sa work immersion ay manggagaling kanino? Sa industry. Okay. Industry po. 20% naman po ay manggagaling doon sa kanyang submission ng kanyang portfolio. Marami pong components ang portfolio. Lalamanin po nito yung contents. So, may separate naman po tayong discussion nito or rather, mayroon po tayong document na ilalabas din po dito. Okay? Para isa-isahin na lamang po yun. But again po, gusto lang po namin emphasize, 80% galing kay industry, 20% galing kay teacher. Pag-evaluate niya ng portfolio ng bata. Okay? Bakit po kailangan malaman agad ito ng bata? Para galingan niya po. No? Kasi kasama po ito dun sa i-discuss ni Sir July sa awards. Okay? So kasama po ito yung work immersion. Okay? So malinaw po ba doon sa mga pagbabago? Ngayon po, mag-proceed na po tayo sa susunod na slide. Ayan po. Yan. Ngayon po, since ang Tech Pro learners po ay mandatory ang work immersion, ay may cross-track. Yung bata biglang academic siya, sa grade 11 bigla siya nag-Tech Pro sa grade 12. Okay. Tapos pagdating ng second term, gusto niya mag-work immersion. Papayagan po ba natin yung bata? Academic po siya. Okay. Pwede po. Pero hindi po siya mandatory. Parang ikaw mismo school head, nag-akad ka, tapos bigla ka nag-Tech Pro, mag-work immersion ka. Hindi po. Hayaan po natin yung batang mag-decide. Kasi kaya lang naman po siya for example, kaya lang naman po siya Tech Pro elective kasi gusto niyang magluto. Matutunan niyang magluto. Passion niya talaga rin. Pero ayaw niyang mag-industry. Ayaw niyang mag-work immersion. So hindi po natin siya pipilitin. Only the Tech Pro learners po ang required or mandatory mag-work immersion. Okay po? Pag nag-cross-track, hindi po siya mandatory. Next po. Next slide. Field exposure. Okay. Field exposure po ay academic elective. So, kaya po binanggit ko namin kanina, ito ay elective mula po dun sa academic track. Ngayon, kung gusto ng bata na ma-expose siya dun sa kung ano man yung gusto niyang puntahan, for example, business, okay? Pupunta siya doon, pipili siya ng academic elective na field exposure. Ang off-campus po ay 80 hours and then yung field exposure naman po is 160 hours. Okay? So, ito pong field exposure, kaibahan lamang po nito, okay? Meron po siyang prerequisite subjects. Okay? May prerequisite subjects din po siya. Bakit? Sorry po, hinakarangan ko pala yung screen. So, ano yung mga prerequisite subjects? Depende po yun sa gusto ng bata. Kung pupunta siya dun sa business, dapat may business subject din po siya. Business-related subject. Next po, we have the arts apprenticeship. Ito naman po, usapin po ito para sa mga learners na nagtitake ng elective subjects na related sa arts. So, kailangan, pag ikaw ay learner na gusto mag-apprenticeship, arts apprenticeship, dapat kumuha ka ng mga arts and design subjects. Okay? So, mamaya po i-discuss natin yung, himayin po natin siya doon sa next slide natin. Next po. Ayan. So, paano po natin i-offer ang work immersion at the same time for field exposure, arts apprenticeship, no? So, for one-term model, dahil walang naman po yung model natin, two-term at saka one-term. So, one-term model, ibig sabihin po nun, okay, kukunin, no? Regardless po kung siya ay academic or tech pro, no? Yun na lang po muna. So, ang isang learner gusto niya mag-take ng work immersion. 320 hours lang siya. Okay. Kunin niya po ito ng either one term or first term, second term, and the third term. May flexibility po na i-offer ang work immersion. Kayo po, mga school heads, pwede niyo rin pong laruin yung scheduling. Kung sobrang dami niyo pong learners, tapos kukunti lang yung partners natin, pwede po nating i-distribute sila by batch. Sino sa first term, second term, at third term. Okay. Pero kung kayo ay may JDBP, yan. Kung kayo beneficiary ng JDBP, hindi nyo kailangan laruin yung, ang dapat yung work immersion schedule ay mangyayari lang sa first term at saka third term. Kasi protected yung second term. Okay? May discussion na naganap, I think, sa JDBP. So, separate na lang po yun. Okay. Next, for field exposure, okay, dadaanan naman po natin yan ang arts apprenticeship. Next slide po. Ay, sorry. Balik po tayo dyan. Mga ma'am and sir, baka magulat po kayo. Bakit iba po yung days ng first term, second term, and third term sa work immersion? Ito po yung araw na dapat pasukan na niya. Pag lumampas po siya dyan, or halimbawa, yung 54 days po, lumampas siya naging, example lang po 54 days dapat, pero ang ginawa ng bata, umabsent siya dun sa ika-4 na araw. So nakulangan siya ng isang araw. So magiging 55. Tatamaan po niya yung tinatawag nating end, 'di ba? And block natin, no? So, hindi po dapat mangyari 'yon. Kasi maapektuhan po yung kanyang ibang activities. Kasi may remediation, for example, may remediation pang gaganap, enrichment or culminating, etc., etc. Doon po siya nangyayari. Kaya hindi po siya dapat lumampas doon. Next po. Yan. One-term model, gaya po ng binanggit ko, okay? We can offer po during the first term, second term, and the third term. Pero 320 hours lang po yan. Take note po yung time allotment. Bakit po namin siya nilagay? Kapag po kasi siya ay lumampas, doon sa 30 hours per week, ang mangyayari po dyan, yung bata, wala nang gagawin doon sa remaining days. Kasi natapos niya po niya. For example, 54 days. Tapos lagi siya no more than 30 hours sa week. Okay. Wala pong gagawin. Pero, hindi naman po natin sinabi na anong gagawin ng bata. So, option na po yun. Doon na po siya magko-comply ng kanyang portfolio pag ginawan po natin siya ng plan. Okay. Gagawin na siya ng portfolio niya para sa submission. Then, hindi po sinabi naman na 6 hours per day, 6 hours lang yan. Pwede po yan mag 8 hours. Pero, more than 8 hours, hindi na po natin siya ina-allowed. Okay. Labag na po yun sa atin. No? So more than 8 hours po ay magiging labor na po siya. Okay? Maging labor na po yung ating mga learners. Next po. The two-term model. Okay. For the two-term model, pwede po siyang 540, pwede siyang 640 hours. Okay. For the two-term model, pwede po siyang first term or second term. Okay. Pwede natin siyang i-offer ng first term or second term or term 2 or second term and term 3 or third term. Okay. Depende po yun sa gusto ninyo. Ulitin po namin. Ngayon po, sir, ba't may bakanting araw? May bakanting isang term. Doon po sa previous discussion ni Director Mark, ilan pong elective subjects sa TechPro ang dapat makuha? Ilan po? Sa grade 11, ilan pong elective? Isa. Sa grade 12 po, ilan po? Pwede pong isa, then pwede pong magdalawa. Kung ang bata po ay nag one-term model, yung kanyang elective subjects sa grade 12 dapat ilan po? Ilan po ito? Dalawa. Kung one-term model. Kapag two-term model naman po siya, ilan ang elective na dapat niya makuha sa grade 12? Isa o dalawa? Isa o dalawa? Isa o dalawa? Pagod na po ba kayo? Pahina na pahina. Isa lang po. Okay. Kasi two-term. Saan niya po isasangat? Wala na po. Kasi wala na pong subjects ang bata during work immersion. Purely work immersion na lang po siya. Okay? Wala pong magpapapunta sa bata kasi may remediation siya. May schedule po tayo ng remediation. Hindi po mangyayari yun. Okay? Next po. Yan. Ang atin naman pong field exposure, yan, ito naman medyo kakaiba. Okay. Para lang siyang one-term model, no? Pwede pong gawin sa first term, second term, and third term. Pero, kung titingnan po natin yung nasa left side, yung time allotment, 20 hours po the pre-field exposure sa classroom po nangyayari. Then 40 hours po field exposure, yun na yung lalabas. And then the last 20 hours po is post-field exposure. Para po siyang similar, para pang similar. Similar po siya sa dating work immersion curriculum guide. Yung implementation nito. Okay? Next po. Arts apprenticeship. Ayan. Ang arts apprenticeship, hindi po pwedeng galawin. Sa second term lang po siya magaganap. Bakit? Yung mga prerequisite subjects niya po kasi kailangan makuha sa term 1. Tapos yung pong pinaggamitan po ng arts apprenticeship, gagamitin naman po sa term 3. Or yung pre-practice rather. Pre-practice po sa term 2, gagamitin niya po sa term 3. Kaya yan po ang prescribed na pag-plot po ng schedule ng arts apprenticeship. Okay po? Malinaw po ba mga ma'am and sir?
Like and subscribe to the L&D channel on YouTube using the link youtube.com/@learn2lead channel.